Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for stopping by the channel. So for this video, I wanted to provide you with a quick and unsolicited review of these Vanguard rubber straps. And you can see I actually purchased a couple of them. On the left, I purchased the black fitted rubber strap for my Rolex Explorer 1 39mm. And here on the right, I purchased the blue fitted rubber strap for my Tudor Black Bay 58 navy blue. Now pricing on both straps is around 130 US dollars. And if you consider some other Swiss-made luxury fitted rubber strap manufacturers like Rubber Bee or like Everest, these Vanguard straps actually undercut their price point by about 100 US dollars. And for that price, I do think they're actually quite high quality and worth picking up and taking a look at. So let's kick things off and talk about the black strap that I picked up on my Rolex Explorer reference 214270. And what I really appreciate about these straps is that the end link fitment here is very exact to the oyster style case on the Explorer. So you can see that there are no gaps or no openings between the lugs there. And I will mention that these fitted end portions here are actually reinforced. It's not just solid rubber. They actually have more specific molded and reinforced composite rubber that goes in to keep this rigid. And I really also appreciate how well that the rubber starts to turn down, and it conforms to how these lugs on the oyster style case taper down too. And that is very important because other straps I find turn down too soon, and it exposes the kind of sharp pointy lugs on the oyster style case. So very nice conformant here. And I'll also mention that the taper to these straps is very similar to what you would find on the Rolex Oyster bracelet. So it is 20 millimeters at the head of the watch, tapers down to about 16 before you get to the very end of the strap. You can see that the brushed buckle hardware is very nice and substantial. It does have the Vanguard symbol engraved onto the buckle there as well, and this is done in 316L stainless steel. Now you do have 9 perforations or like pinholes to get a good fit, and I like how they're spaced apart, a little bit close together, but not too close where you're worried about actually ripping into the adjacent hole here. And on the buckle side, I do want to mention that there are normally 2 keepers here. I did remove one of the floating keepers because this end portion here was slightly shorter than the one that's on my Tudor. So this buckle portion here is about 80 millimeters in total length. And then if you contrast to the long portion of a strap here, this is 120 millimeters. Whereas the blue one on my Tudor Black Bay 58 is actually a little bit longer at 125. Now if I flip to the underside, you can see the Vanguard branding here and how it's there's slightly a bit of an indent in the strap, but it does breathe quite well. I should mention that they do also provide you with the spring bars necessary to fit this strap into the watch, which is a nice added touch there. And you can and of course here's a wrist shot of how the Vanguard black rubber strap conforms to my Rolex Explorer. And for reference, my wrist size is 19 centimeters in circumference. That's about 7.5 inches. And again, I do think that the overall fit is quite comfortable. And I like that they mimicked the same taper on this strap as they did with the Oyster bracelet. Okay, let's transition over to the blue rubber strap that's currently fitted to my Tudor Black Bay 58 blue. And it's a similar story. Very nice fitment to the case of the watch here. You can see that there is no daylight poking through the blue strap. This strap is newer relative to the black one I purchased from them. And the real main difference here is just the overall length of this long portion here is slightly longer. Now you still have the same number of perforations, so there are 9 pin buckle holes here. So getting the right fit should be quite straightforward. Now, if I didn't mention it on the black one, both straps have this slightly raised portion right at the center of a strap as you taper down. Again, 20 millimeters between the lugs here, tapering down to about 16 before you get to the very end. I do want to show the buckle side and just show you that there are two keepers here. So this one is fixed in. This one does float around just so you can actually tie up any loose tail portion of a strap when it's on your wrist. The underside is pretty much the same as well with their branding. You get the spring bars that perfectly fit the strap when trying to fit it into the Tudor here. Just one quick note before I throw this guy on the wrist is that because the Black Bay 58 is a dive watch, you can see how close that rubber strap actually butts up to the head of the watch, and there's not much of an opening before you get to the coin edge bezel. So actually to grip this bezel and to operate it, it's doable, but there's a little bit less area to actually grip the bezel with your fingers. So just be mindful of that small fact if you're going to be picking up these Vanguard rubber straps on a dive watch. So here's a wrist shot of the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue with that blue fitted rubber from Vanguard. Again, feels quite comfortable. Looking down the barrel, you can also see again how the length of a strap just turns down and follows the arc of the lugs, even though the lugs here on the Tudor Black Bay 58 are a little more straight and slab-sided. Now, as far as material, this is a vulcanized rubber, so not only is it very nice and pliable, it also resists like lint and other particles sticking to the strap, and it's also UV and water resistant. I really don't have anything negative to report in terms of the quality. I will mention though, if you do need to utilize their customer service or make an exchange for their straps, the overall process was a little bit cumbersome because they are located in Dubai, not Switzerland. And I'll just elaborate by giving a quick account of my experience of exchanging this blue strap, because I originally acquired my Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue through a trade from another local Canadian watch enthusiast, and they actually had the Vanguard strap already on this watch, but they had slender wrists, so the length of a strap was too short for me. And when you order straps through Vanguard, they have a short option and a standard one. I really needed the standard one. I reached out to Vanguard. They did reply within about 2 business days, so that was fine. But the overall return process and actually receiving a new strap was a little bit challenging. First off, they went silent for about 3 weeks while I did send them back the short strap. And then when it came time to issue the exchange, they actually sent it back to the original owner of this Tudor Black Bay, and he was in Montreal, where I'm in Ontario. But fortunately, the previous owner of this watch was actually quite helpful and responsive. So he did eventually receive the replacement strap. I don't know why they couldn't just send it to me directly. But he did have to pay about $40 import duties into Canada. And then he also had to pay Canada Post shipping to get it to me. And then on top of that, I reimbursed him the full amount. So when you account for the fact that I had to spend money to pay to ship this back, and then I had to reimburse the previous owner for import duties and then him shipping it to me, I was out about another 70 Canadian dollars. So actually getting this strap exchanged does come at a bit of a cost. And that's not a direct knock against Vanguard straps themselves. I mean, a lot of it is using the courier DHL and the ridiculous import fees that they charge. So guys, that's my quick overview of these Vanguard premium rubber straps for my Rolex Explorer and Tudor Black Bay 58. If you have any other questions, please leave them in the comments of this video. And if you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I do hope you guys can stay safe during this time, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next video.